Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is creating some wax castings, okay? So you're going to learn about the process and you're going to create some of your own wax castings. And what we're going to be using is tea bags, okay? We've got two types. We've got the rectangular ones and the circle ones. You can either use one or both. It's completely up to you. And what we're going to be creating is a little booklet with our wax and our tea bags to capture some images, some papers, colours. And we're going to create these little booklets that we're going to bind ourselves. Okay, so you will have produced something like this by the end of the lesson. Okay? So what you're going to need is your tea bag and some elements to put in the tea bag. Okay, so it might be images from papers, magazines, books. It might be text. It might be a drawing that you've made. It might be different coloured papers. It might be inks. It's completely up to you. Okay, and you don't just have to make these booklets in the future. You could add elements to your artwork as a component, as the main visual element in your artwork, like this student has done in this book. But today we will be creating the booklets ourselves. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is empty your tea bag. So take your desired tea bag, whether it's the circle one or the rectangle one, it's up to you. And what you're going to do, like a bag of crisps, you're going to open the top of it very carefully. So you don't want to rip it open. You just want to delicately, softly open the top of the tea bag, okay? And you want an opening big enough to take the tea out and big enough to start adding your papers in. So I'd probably say that's big enough. So what I'm going to do is empty out the contents of the tea in the middle into the bin. And you should have something that looks like this. It doesn't matter if there's still a little bit of tea left in there. If you want to empty that out, that's fine. But I don't mind having a little bit of tea left in there, okay? And I've got my opening at the top of my tea bag. So once you have done that, you're going to take the elements, the different media that you want to add into your tea bag, and you're just going to start adding that and arranging it, composing the tea bag, okay? The composition of the tea bag, what is the layout going to be? So I quite like that the hand's there, I've got it facing so that we can read it clearly. And I'm going to add in an element of colour. But I don't want to add in a dark colour because I want the hand to still show through the tissue paper, okay? So I'm happy with that composition, okay? So once you've done the front of it, make sure you're also doing the back, because when we read it as a book, we want something visual on either side of the tea bag, okay? So you can see this student has added visual elements on both sides of her tea bags. So that's what you want to add in as well. So on the other side, I'm going to add in my drawing. I'm going to pop that over there. And I'm also going to add in a little bit more tissue paper. What other students have found effective, what this student's found effective is adding tissue paper, but also using watercolour to stain the tea bag before it's waxed, or adding in dripped ink to add in a sort of bled effect with the colours. So that's something you might want to consider. I'm going to use tissue paper because I quite like the boldness of the tissue paper. Okay, so I'm happy with the composition of this piece. I've got both sides added. I might add a little bit of text there, or I might leave it. Depends on what I like with my composition, okay? So once you have done your first one, what I want you to do is go on and do another 4 to 5 of the tea bags, okay? So that we can have enough to bind together.